guys, it's Lisa, I hope you're well. It's Sunday the 2nd of December and I'm filming this a lot later than I normally would, so I hope it's okay. I'm feeling really tired. It's almost 7 o'clock in the evening, so I spent most of the weekend doing housework, getting sorted, cleaning, and then today I've been house hunting with my parents because they're looking to move house. I'm not, but they are, and yeah, we've been looking at new builds today, and I think, touch wood, we found something that they both like that they're probably going to move forward with, so exciting times for them. But yeah, it's just been quite a long day, and I have enjoyed it because I mean, who doesn't like going and looking at new build houses? And obviously I'm doing work in the house at the minute, so getting ideas, decor ideas for my home. So we've got the kitchen well on the way, so there is an upload coming to you on that. It's not quite finished yet, but I've got the process of decorating it to share with you, and I'll probably upload that at some point towards the back end of the week. And then I will be putting up my decorations next week, and I've had a few requests to share me putting up my tree. So I showed you my decorations in my decoration haul in terms of what I've bought, and then we will put them on the tree for those that are interested. If you're not, then you won't watch it, so it doesn't really matter. But I will be doing a few different uploads over December, so it's not, I'm going to put them under the title of Vlogmas. It isn't really Vlogmas, and it is, but I don't know how many I'll do. I don't know whether I'll keep it for the weekend, or if anything exciting happens, I'll share it with you, but it won't be sort of this day, that day. It's just going to be a little bit probably sporadic, but I will be sharing some of the things that I do over Christmas and anything that I think is worthy, plus some stitching obviously, because that's what we're all here for, aren't we? So I look back and I reflect on what I've got done through the month of November, and not surprisingly, I don't feel as though it's my usual quarter, but it isn't, because if you followed me through any of my vlogs or any of my Stitch With Me's, you'll know I've been away a lot in November. And in fact, when I sort of added it all up and calculated it, I've been away from half of the evenings during the week, and that's left the weekends with me just shattered and recovering and trying to get myself back to go through the whole process the following week. So yeah, feeling a little bit jaded, but you know, it's over and it's done, and now I can start to really get excited about Christmas. So the first thing I want to share with you is my finish. So this is my Donna Glessinger Christmas ornament, and I put in a picture of where I was with it at the end of last month, and this is where he is now. Now, most of you will have followed me in terms of getting him sort of Christmas ready and done. I'm just going to angle him slightly down so I don't get the lights hitting him. It is non-reflective museum glass, but there's LEDs above the kitchen island that are just hitting him right where you don't want, which can't be helped because no amount of non-reflective glass is going to stop that. But here he is, all finished, and I will link a couple of videos below that I think many of you will have watched anyway, but if you haven't, one of them is like my final weekend of stitching him, and then the second is me washing, ironing and preparing him for the framers, and then sort of showing you for the first time how he looks. So I've gone for like this burgundy and green mount. So he is mounted sort of, he's square, but sort of the circle cut out, which is exactly how I wanted him done. If I'd have stitched him on the 25 count size, he would have been like 3 inches smaller. He would have been really tiny, but I stitched him 2/1 and 18 count Ada just to give a bit more size to him. So he's worked out about 12 inches in diameter, which I think is a decent size. And then for frame, I've gone for this like bronzy wooden effect. You can sort of see it maybe catching the light there, but it just adds and again picks up all the brown that's in the reindeer, like this really nice Christmas theme. So he will be on my wall in a few days, and I will show you him on my wall when I get all my decorations up. You'll be able to check him out. So yeah, and then the other piece that I've worked on, and I did show this in the Stitch With Me, so if you've watched that, you may have seen this, but it is Lily Binaural Call. But so I'll put in a picture of what she'll look like when she's finished and where I was last month. And in terms of progress, here she is. Sorry, I've just taken her off the hoop and you can see the hoop mark on her. But most of the dress is finished. And then I'm now into the wing section, and that's really pretty. I'm stitching her, I don't know if you can see it in the light, but it's an opalescent, so it's a 32 count opalescent Murano, and the colourway is Bridget's Garden. So I think you can see here it's green with just a bit of pink through it, and this was dyed by the guys at Chromatic Alchemy. But I think that fabric, and especially with the bit of sparkly on it, even though it might not be translating through the camera, is really, really nice. So she's not that far off. I mean, there's a bit to go, but she's not that far off being done. So I'm planning on stitching her skin 2/1, like tent style, and it's the way that Luda does her, whoops, Mirabelli is. I'm going to give that a go, and I thought I'd try her first before I moved on to the larger Mirabilia, but this is where I am. Potentially she could be done for the new year. That would be nice. There's no pressure though. If she's not, she's not. I mean, really, December, I am away again this coming week, so I'm working tomorrow, and then I'm driving back to London on Tuesday, because this is what I do. So I'm driving back to London on Tuesday. We've got our Works Christmas do on the Tuesday night, a full day meeting on Wednesday, then I'm driving home on Wednesday, and then I do have Thursday and Friday off as holiday, which will be me getting Christmas ready really. So I will share that with you. A few people have asked me to show you putting up my tree and things like that, and obviously I've shared with you my Christmas decoration haul already, which I'll also link below if you've not seen it. It may or may not be your thing, but I know I like watching stuff like that, so you know, if I like it, you know, I like to do it on my channel, do you know what I mean? And some people might and some people might not, so I think there'll always be something on here that you can dip into as and when I do, you know, different type of things, because it's like, it's what I'm interested in, you know. And then I have worked on my Mirabilia Persephone. I can't remember whether or not I'd started her last month. I'll put in a picture of what she will look like when she's done, but I'll also put a picture in of how far I'd got if I had. Last time, I honestly can't remember whether or not she was a new start. I think there might have been a tiny bit, but I'll be showing you it. And this is where she is now. So a little bit more on her dress completed. I'm really enjoying stitching her. This is like my favourite thing to stitch at the minute. I don't know what it is about this pattern, but I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm stitching her on 32 count opalescent Murano, because I've gone all opalescent Murano, and this was hand dyed by Kate at Sparklies, and the colourway is slightly nutty. So it's got a bit of a pinky, like it reminds me of like strawberry ice cream. So it's not full on, because this was originally stitched, and I did start this last year if you remember, on permin linen in the required or the recommended colour, which was sand, which was okay. So it was quite a darky pink, but it was a bit too dark and pink for me. So it's the colour that's actually shown on the picture, and I just thought this was a little bit more delicate. Plus, I have stitched quite a few things on the permin linen. I wasn't really that keen on working with it. I do like the even weave type fabrics, but yeah, I'm loving her. So I do want to make a little bit more progress on her in December. Again, with her, there's no major push to finish. You know, she could be around for, you know, a year or two. I don't know, who knows. And then finally, the last thing I've worked on this month is my Autumn at Hawker and Hollow. I'll put in a picture of where I was last time you saw it. There's not much more to show, unfortunately, but this is where I am now. All I've managed to really do is work along the fence and a bit of the greenery, and then I've come down. I don't think it's going to show, maybe a little bit of the grass or straw here, and there's horses all around this bit. There's quite a bit to go with it. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, and I love working with the silks, but these blocks, there's a lot of work in them. There's a lot to stitch within them, and I've still got a couple of trees to put up in this corner, smoke out of the chimneys to come through, and then there's like probably as far down as this yet, maybe there on the block, and most of it's coloured in. The like full on blocks. I haven't taken this off the Q-snap, but there's a lot, especially in this block as well, there's a lot of detail in it. So yeah, I do like it. Am I going to work on it this next month? I might give this one a rest. I do love it, but yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, cross stitch is a lot of work, isn't it? But yeah, I think I might need a bit of a break from this, but hey ho, you don't know, do you? You don't know. So the plans for December stitching, I don't think I'm going to plan any new starts. In fact, I'm not. I haven't managed to diamond paint at all this last month, and as you know, I'm working on oh, what's it called? I'm putting in a picture of it for you and I've forgotten the name, so I'll put it on the screen. Oh, The Witching Hour by Lisa Parker. So that is the diamond painting I'm working on. I'm no further forward than I was last time, so I'm just not going to bother putting in a picture. But yeah, I've not been able to get into the room where the diamond painting is, so that was one of the things I was doing, because I've decorated my living room. So I've managed to be able to now bring all the furniture that was in that room into the hallway and just redistribute it around the house to where it needs to be, which now frees that room up so I can actually get to my drafting table now. But with me being out today, I haven't had a chance to do it because I was hoping to maybe do a little bit of diamond painting today, but that will get done over the course of, you know, the end of next week. There's no rush for it. But yeah, I didn't get any of that done. So in terms of new starts, there won't be, I don't think, for December, and I'm not really planning on immediately in the new year either. But what I will do is I'll do a wrap up, or I'll do a December update, and then I'll do a plan video for 2019 between Christmas and New Year for both of those potentially, and just show you some of the things I would like to work on. But for December, so we will have Lily, the Binaural Call but Lily, we will have Persephone, Mirabelli. I also have something I want to show you. I don't think you've seen this. Well, I know you haven't seen this, I don't think, since, God, was it last Christmas? It could have even been before. This is a dimensions kit. Can you remember this? I'll show you. It'll save me hunting out the photo. But can you remember Candy Cane Santa by Dimensions? Is one of the Dimensions gold kits. So I'm gonna get him out. I'll show you where I'm up to with him. I haven't even, he hasn't even crossed my mind for, oh God, I can't remember. And you know, you just think, well, it's Christmas, I should stitch a Christmas piece. Or something like that anyway. But this is how far I'd got. So I was stitching, I think this is, yeah, so this is his hat. And then we've got his beard action going on here. Let me move it into frame for you. So he's like, you can see him through the window. And I'm really looking forward to start stitching on him, actually. In fact, we'll see, because it is now 7 o'clock and I am tired, actually. I don't think I'll stitch tonight. I'll see how I go. I'm not entirely sure I'll stitch, but I am really looking forward to stitching on him. So he will be definitely a feature through December, because you've got to have a bit of Christmas type stitching in your armoury maybe, don't you? So he'll definitely be coming out to play. So I've got his little stash in my bag here with all of his, you know, floss and things like that, and along with a couple of other projects on their fabric as well. But he's definitely coming out. And then another thing that I'm really keen to pick back up now that the reindeer's done is this monster. Let me just drop the rest of the fabric onto the floor. Can you remember her? So it's my Steam Heart by Chris Ortega, and I'll put in a picture of what she'll look like when she's finished. But she amazing. I'll just zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see where I am. So there's quite a few page finishes in there, but a long way to go. So I was working on the board at like the side bit, and I'll probably pick up at that point, I think. But I am very keen to get across to finish this section and maybe across. I think that's not far off with her eye, and just getting there as well, so that I'll probably dot about maybe and do that, because I know if I stitch her I won't do the background. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those, isn't it, where you've got to do a bit of the, it's not boring background, it's quite interesting to stitch, to be fair, but it is still background. So, oh god, I'm going to drop it, I'm going to put her back down because my arm's killing me. She wears a ton, it's a lot of fabric, I mean it just goes on and on and on and on for months. So, you know, she's not going to be a quick finish, is she? So I'm thinking with, oh god, there's so many heaven and earths I would want to start. But I thought if I make a bit of progress with her, I do have my diamond painting Heaven and Earth as well. So that's feeding my full coverage passion, really, isn't it? So, because if I start a smaller one, I'm going to start another of the Story Keep Lisa Parker cats. I know I am. And then I'll want to finish it next year, and then there'll be this big mad push to try and get it done in a year, and then she won't get out to play, and then my you know, my diamond painting will suffer on the back of it. So I'm gonna just go with these for now, and then we'll see as we, you know, I'll give myself, you know, December to think about it, and then see if I do decide to build a new one into 2019. But, you know, plans are made to be changed, guys, aren't they? So, you know, I'm by no means gonna hold myself to plans that I might make now versus next year, really. But there are a lot of things I want to get back out and work on, you know, get started, that are kitted up, and just really work through. So it's one of those, isn't it? It's a wonderful hobby. Oh, here's Daisy. Are you coming to say hi? What have you been doing? I do wonder. She's been very quiet. What have you been doing? I'm trying to sniff to see if she's been eating anything. Are you going to say hi, Daisy? Say hello. Oh, thank you. I love kisses. There's nothing better than a doggy kiss, is there? No, there isn't. But on that timely note, I know, I love you too. On that, oh, are you going? Oh, she's gone. On that timely note, I'm going to love you and leave you. I don't think this has been a mega long upload. I'm trying to see there, which is good. I think it's only about 20 minutes, isn't it? Which for me is pretty quick. But there'll be a lot coming from me in December. So yeah, keep tuned. You know, and there might be things that, you know, you find interesting or not, but hopefully I will, at the very least, if these are all that you watch, see you at the end of December, and if you watch my other stuff, I'll be seeing you later on in the week. So take care. Yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful December, and enjoy the run up to Christmas. If I don't see you before, have a lovely Christmas, and I will certainly catch you before the new year. So yeah, have a good one, guys, and we'll see you soon. Take care for now. Bye. Bye bye. Say bye, Dave.